something that will change the world, and that's our job.
Kickback, JB, what's the name of the podcast?
Nigga, it's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing. Welcome back to a pod named Kickback. As JB just told you, it's like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing. I am no breaks, no the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Each and every week, we right back at it. I am the Black Savage, the Magneto of my people. Randy, what up?
Hey, man, you know, every week when you do your intro, I be like, man, I don't even want to say nothing. Like, you just come in with like a whole, like, I feel like a theme song should be playing like behind you when you're saying all that. We need to find one of them. Maybe run that red joint and you say it with whole time behind it. Maybe. Real low. Hey, but it's your man, D. Randy T. Mr. Man Up Monday, all day, every day. We in the building.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so we happy Mother's Day to all the ladies.
Happy Mother's Day to all the women, all the mothers.
The mothers, the aunts, the stepmoms, the step-in moms, the bonus moms, the cousins, the teachers, the play moms. Yes. You know, the old lady on the street. Exactly, next door neighbor. The old lady at your job to make sure you won't mess up. Baby, don't do that. You know you need to save your leave. Baby, don't do that now. All the moms, biological or not, the adopted parents. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the moms. A special shout out to the moms that's not here anymore. We still, we right here. We miss you. We love you. We thinking about you. We celebrating you. That's my mother, Stephanie Ann Dawson.
Yes.
My Aunt Joyce, rest in peace. This is my first Mother's Day with Aunt Joyce. Mima, first Mother's Day with Mima.
Yes.
So we're gonna do a whole we're gonna do a whole thing on Mother's Day. We're gonna get into that in a minute. And I definitely want to hear from you, Randy, because you are part of the reason that I'm actually back around and got to spend some time with Mima before she passed. But I want you to think of it right now. Whenever we get into it, I want you to give me a good Mima story when we get to that part of the podcast.
I got plenty.
I know you do. I know you do. So, man, I guess let's get right into it, man. Our high and low of the week. Let me find my drop real quick.
Now, high low. Who wants to go first?
High low is just me and you, Randy. You want to go first? Want me to go first?
Hey, it don't matter. It's on you.
All right, I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
All right. My low of the week. This wasn't the best week for business. I had a couple things fall off. As you know, we doing sales. You sell it, you think it's good, and you're just waiting for that big old check. And sometimes something falls off, and you're like, God damn it, now I gotta go fix it. And I chased a couple people down for so long that I said, I don't even want your business no more. I'm just gonna let you go. Right. Go play with somebody else. So that was my low, which really wasn't a super low, and I'm super happy with not having the lows. But that's a low. I'll take it. My high, I got my plane tickets to Costa Rica. I saw the
passport. I saw the passport.
Explosions, man. I got my passport came. Then once I got my passport, I was able to get my tickets. So I will be in Costa Rica in July. And, people say like it said at the Four Seasons. That seems like a rather fancy location. Like, why, y'all doing it big at the Four Seasons? And I say, this is how I feel about the Four Seasons.
I believe in conspicuous consumption.
Really?
If you have it, flaunt it.
If you have it, flaunt it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. For those who know, I may have mentioned it once or twice that I was supposed to go, but I had a couple complications. If you ever legally change your name, that's a complication. I'm telling you. But to finally get to the point where I know I'm going, I got my plane ticket, got my resort. Saying that I ain't never even been to a Four Seasons, Randy. I ain't never seen a Four Seasons. So and I got a homegirl that worked for Four Seasons. She's like, when you get there, it's gonna blow your fucking mind. She said, you're gonna feel like you're going into Jurassic Park. That's how spacious and that's how it feels. She's like, there's no dinosaurs. I'm like, cool. So what's your high and low of the week, Randy?
All right. I'll start with the low. I'd say business-wise. This week I had to do service all week, right? So that was that's like being out of the game, you know what I mean, for a whole week. Like if you're an athlete, you out the whole week and you just exercise and you know what I mean. But game still playing. Right. Everybody's still shooting and scoring, you know what I mean? And people averages going up but circumstances dictate, man. And one of them days I had to sit with my boss for the whole day and we just auditing and doing stuff, but that was the low of that. I mean, the high of it was, while we going through my book, I'm looking like I'm having a pretty good year. Shout out to myself and to the good Lord who's been blessing me. You know what I'm saying? That I'm coming in hot. Like, so we as we going through and we looking at stuff, I'm like, yeah, you're man. Why this? So this is what this looks like, right? So this is the more money, the more problems. One of those things. I'm grateful.
So I do want to
not down for
whoa, not yet. Hold on, man. Bro, relax. This thing going crazy. I want to get into our viral story of the week, and I'll tell you about it in a second.
My left stroke just went viral.
How funny is it that that's Kendrick doing the viral story of the week? Because we're going to talk about the aftermath of his beef with Drake. We're going to talk about Rick Ross and the game and their back and forth. We're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe and Shaq. But first, we got to talk about King Combs, Diddy's son, has something to say to all y'all talking that no Diddy shit. He said he got
somebody's
something to say.
Entered the ring. He has entered the ring.
King Combs.
Don't bust no U-turns because we ain't forgetting shit. And to all y'all that switch, suck my dick.
Let's go. Yeah. Suck my dick. What? Talking down the family name, man, you wildin'.
This King Combs.
On our downfall.
What? I dare one of you niggas scream out no Diddy.
Fuck that nigga.
Bro, glow with me. Baddies, they ready to go with me. I just nod and they know to go get 'em. Might see me with some pretty hoes with me, but ain't no hoe with me. I just lay back and that Virgil made back. That shit like 450. Police raid the crib like they think we selling crack. But we out here selling tracks. Multi-million-dollar plaques. Rather put this shit on wax. All that gossip shit is whack. When all they had was 50 Cent. Who put this city on the map? Stop lying. What? Get it on by many men, and nigga, that's fine. They gon' try to stop these Eminems, and they gon' die trying. Pull up to the south side, we locked in, we got ties. Don't give a fuck about no blogs, cause we really outside.
Hey yo, CC, what the fuck these niggas talking about? Niggas say it's wartime, then it's war, nigga. What we doing? Niggas playing with niggas' names and all that. Fuck that.
Broke nigga, I don't know who even birthed these whole niggas. All that woofing on did on by many men to show niggas. Steady talking on the fam and we don't even know niggas. But go ahead, play one call away. We ain't sparing no
that
nigga.
Shit, yeah.
Count bandos in my Gucci sandals. These niggas is sick. Probably hating cause we rich. He must think we fucked this bitch. Knock them walls down like when them Fetty boys ran in both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door cause that's the one they missed. How y'all?
He said like when the feds ran up in our crib. They ain't know we bought the one next door. That's where all the shit was at. Now you wait a minute. You tell it on yourself, King Combs. Shh.
Right.
Don't tell them. They'll come back. But man, I like it, Randy, man. Like we were saying off mic, we listened to it a little while ago. You come in my people's, I don't care, King Combs. Get at him. Get at 50 and everybody else. That's your father, dog. I ain't mad at you.
For real, I ain't got to know how to rap. Like, I'm going to learn today. Like, I'm just going to talk across something. Like, yeah, everybody coming for him. Like, you know, like, I ain't mad at him. But, you know, it's still, though, if you go out in the yard and you know, you still the biggest dude on the yard, I mean, you entered, but be ready for what's coming back. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And I hear him saying what he's saying, but, like, you messing with professionals, like, I'm with you. I'm with him too. I stand up for my dad, but like somebody gonna put some heat on him. Like, but the only thing that I still don't like, I say when I listen to it, like come back at it, but like leave that street stuff out of it. Like you all like what we doing, you drop like you ain't a what we doing type dude. Like, come on, man. You Beverly Hills, you've been getting pedicures since you was 6 months. Like, and like, come on, man. Like that ain't you. Like, this is when we go back to my boy, shout out to J. Cole for life, Cold World. Why he ain't want to do this? Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you coming in with that, like, come on. Like, just say what you got to say and come up out of it, man. Like, I was rocking with him till he tried to get gritty on it. And I was like, all right, like, you lost me now. You stood up for your dad, but you, come on, don't poke your chest out like that.
I think 50 is going to laugh at him. I think 50 gonna laugh.
He gonna laugh, but come on, 50 petty. Hey, 50 is the pettiest millionaire that I know. Like, yeah, like Slim. No, he is not gonna just laugh at this man. Like he about whatever 50 know about this man, we gonna know. Like Slim, you better make sure your life better be right if you come for 50. And like you made like at least 3 hooks in the joint that you came for 50, and you really think he ain't gonna fire back? Like he too petty not to. He too petty not to. You already know it.
So that'll be interesting to see what kind of response 50 give him. He could do it like Rick Ross did the Game. Game came out with this scathing ass record talking about Ross, and Rick Ross did a video with him eating out of a Louis Vuitton bowl with a Louis Vuitton spoon, and like, y'all niggas hungry? You want some attention? And then the Game was like, I don't even know how to respond to that shit. Should I show him my Louis Vuitton punching bag? Like, I don't know what to do now. But Game was on Joe Budden podcast, and he said that he was thirsty to battle. He been sitting on the sidelines. He was getting hype. His finger was ready to go, and he fucked with Drake, and he felt like it was too many dudes going at Drake. But he cool with everybody. So it's like, I want to help Drake, but I'm cool with all the niggas going at him. And he was like, fucking any, meany, money, Ross. I just take Ross. That's one less nigga for Drake to have to worry about. And he did say it's hip-hop. It's lyrical. He want Ross to rap back. He ain't trying to kill Ross. He ain't trying to shoot him, no shit. He said, this is lyrical. This is hip hop. I issue my challenge. Ross answer my challenge. And I said, all right, Game. And then he said, because I always say Game a doof, because he be doing some goofy shit. But he said, I know everybody say I'm goofy. I know everybody say I'm weird and all that shit. I hear y'all. But which one of y'all gonna say I can't rap? And I was like, ain't gonna be me. I know Gang got bars. So he made a good point. Y'all can see I'm goofy, all that shit, but do I have bars? Right. And I was like, well, you shut me up, dog. Because I do think you're goofy, but you a motherfucking monster on a diss track.
I still don't sleep on it. I still think he goofy, but I still think he'll still like come down to it. He'll squeeze that thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I think, man, the Game, I think he real. He goofy, but that's just who he is. But he still they don't take away from his realness. What up, sis? They don't take away from his realness. What I love, and it's what we've been saying from the beginning. Like, and Jack too, we've been saying that we've been loving like what this battle is doing is making it about the lyrics again, right? So for those of us real hip hop lovers, like it was always about the lyrics, right? So now that's what battle rapping is. Now we don't care. Like the beat is now just the icing, right? We baking cakes, right? So it's now we back paying attention to the ingredients now. You know what I mean? We've been living on top of the frosting for a long time. It's been beats and hooks and And you know, the South was prominent for putting that out there, and still can't hate on it because that's what they do. Beats and hooks is where it lived, and it came from there. We just did it different. You know what I mean? Hip hop was different, right? So so it ain't shade to the South. Just true hip hop in its form when it was born. It was lyrics, right? It was the essence. It was the art of storytelling, right? So it was still all about the lyrics. So even when we battle rapping, yeah, we telling stories. Because you know what I mean? Because now, like, you coming for me, I'm coming for you, and it's all real. Now it's about the lyrics again. Hip hop is getting life breathed into it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. When I saw the game was in, I couldn't wait. I was like, let's go.
Now, how you feel about, pivoting back to Drake and Kendrick, which I think we all agree is pretty much over. Drake even issued a post today, like, we're getting back to the summertime vibes. So we got some party music he talking about dropping. So I ain't mad at it. It is what it is. I thought that he held his own. I think lyrically he put out the best song as far as diss track with Family Matters. But I think that Kendrick's strategy and philosophy, he won everybody over. And he ended it with a #1 hit record where they not like us. So we got to give it battle to Kendrick, but I don't think Drake should hold his head down. I think Drake did his damn thing. But how you feel about the fact that we're all thinking that either Drake was lying or Kendrick was lying or both was lying? Because when I listened to some of those claims by Kendrick and some of those claims by Drake, the first thing that came to my mind was,
He lied. Y'all need to worship him.
hey, he lied. Does that matter? Does lies in the hip hop battle matter to you or not?
To me, it don't. I think everybody cites their lyrics a little bit. You know what I mean? You're gonna put some sauce on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I feel like they both putting a little sauce on it. Like, just don't try to make it seem like it's all, you know what I mean, it's real. Say what you say. It is what it is. It's a battle. You know what I mean? Like, so they ain't lose. For me, it's not losing any points or any credit. Like, it's a battle, Slim. Like, I'm gonna talk about your mother. Like, it might you don't know. It might not be true. I say, you know what I mean? I'm say whatever I say, it ain't true, but look, it sounds good. And now you hype. It worked at my bar.
Yeah, I remember Jay-Z said to Nas, you kick your little lies, I tell my real facts. Like you sneaking out the back of that Source Sound Lab. We wasn't chasing you. We had a tape in two. We was coming through on our 1-2 thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like. I like when, I guess a little bit of line, you got to size it. You got to make it entertaining. So I'm not too mad, but I think that, like, if you say something like, Jay-Z never sold drugs, it's like, all right, dog, like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now your lies is too outrageous now. But
right.
I'm not mad at that. And something else I'm not mad at. 2 other people have ended the battle. Man, Randy's high school basketball teammate, Shaquille O'Neal, has entered the chat. Shaq say to motherfucking Shannon Sharpe, keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. Shannon Sharpe said that Shaq was hating a little bit when he told the Joker that he felt that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should have won the MVP. Now, when I watched the clip, Shaq said, we are the big man committee. I'm the president. Nicola, you're the vice president. I love you. I love your game. You're one of my favorites. Having said that, I want you to hear it directly from me. I do think that Shai should have won the MVP. And that's just real nigga shit to me because if you see the program, you see the shows, you see I'm screaming somebody else's name to win, and then you win, all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I wanted you to win. It's going to look fake as hell. So I don't want to be fake with you. You watch the show, or if you don't watch it, somebody gonna tell you that I've been saying that Shai should have won the whole time, and then I get on here and kiss your ass, you can be like, he fake. So for the record, I thought somebody else should have won, but I'm still rocking with you. And I think that for Shannon, like I said earlier, Randy, I think Shannon sometimes, he used to be very respectful, didn't want to go too far, didn't want to offend former players because he was a former player. And I think now he's gotten into that gossipy space, and now he's a little loose with the lips. And some athletes don't really have a platform. They can just tweet back, fuck you, Shannon, or whatever. But some of the people he going at have platforms. Steven Jackson, Shaquille O'Neal, Cam and Mace. Some people have platforms where they can clap back. And I think Shannon not used to that. And I think his ego makes him think, well, now that I'm successful, everybody got something to say back. Well, no, now that you're successful, your voice is louder and it's easily heard by everybody. And now they're like, who the fuck did this motherfucker just say I was a hater? Don't call me, because I'd be mad somebody call me a hater. Don't call me a hater. I ain't a hater. I'm a congratulator. Don't put that on me. So Shaq with a diss rap to Shannon Sharpe. And Shaq bars have stepped up in retirement. Like he drop a song like once a year. And they always pretty decent. I ain't gonna lie. They pretty decent at least once a year. And he won his battle with Dame Lillard. Remember Shaq and Dame Lillard was battling?
Yeah, hip hop lover. Shaq a hip hop lover for real.
Facts.
Yeah, and it's
so
hard.
What's your take on all that, man?
Man, this is where, like, first of all, man, Shaq, like, he might slick on the down low on like 8% of the world. Like, like for real. I wouldn't even be surprised. He got so many, like, you look around the businesses and it'd be like Shaq a co-owner of that. Shaq owns some of this. So, like, he a phenomenal businessman. Now, with Shannon, right, he's in what I don't think what he don't realize, and a lot of times this happens with the event of when a viral event happens, right? It expands your horizons, right? It your reach now goes further, and now your words hold more weight. But now with that, now you in a whole arena, and now the impact that those words had, now it's a bigger impact right now, because now you in a whole nother space, you carry a whole nother weight that come with the success of the viral. But now at the same time, you in a space where now you might got more viewers, but it's dudes who got more experience than you where you at. So I think he still don't understand, like, it's a professional respect up here that even while we doing this, we gonna say what we say. That's why radio is different, because TV is about facts. What we do is about we are opinionated. You know what I mean? Exactly. You're here for our opinions, and that's what we give you, right? So we make no mistakes, no bones about it, right? So that's what we expect. But and it started out respectful, if you hear the whole interview, but then I think when it got to it, now it felt like now he got a little reckless with his words at the end. And now are you looking for you trying to get clickbait? You don't need that. So I'm like, man, I want him to be like, you don't have to resort to those tactics, because now you've established yourself as a media professional, right? And now if you at the cream of the crop and your views still going up, be the leader, man. Like, don't come for, like, what he said for Shaq at the end for me was uncalled for. Like, you gave him respect, and then it's like you took it right away. Because it started out very respectful at the beginning, and then at the end it was like, now you gonna diss him? Like, where you at? Do you respect him or not? Because I'm like, I'm confused where you standing.
Yeah, and Shaq just ain't having it. Shaq was like, you number 51 out of NFL players. I'm top 10. And Shannon said Shaq is never mentioned in the GOAT conversation. I personally, I know the history of the NBA. I consider myself an NBA historian. But out of the centers I watched play, I've never seen a center play that was better than Akeem Olajuwon. Like, saw him and studied him. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, by the time I watched him, he was just the old captain, one number down the court. Yeah. Shaq was the most dominant player.
Still had a sky hook.
Shaq was the most dominant.
Shaq couldn't be stopped.
Shaq was just putting Patrick Ewing on his ass, backing Dave Robinson down on his ass, Rick Smits, Ronnie Cycli, even who else was he banging on? He wasn't banging on Akeem, though. I'll put it that way.
Hey, no, in my lifetime, Shaq has been the most dominant big man to play since I've been watching the NBA, period. I don't think, and I don't think it will never be another. He was one of a kind and the most dominant, just dominate. Now, the Dream, I'm with you. Now, the Dream had, like, I don't think it's gonna ever be another center that has his repertoire of moves, right? Like, the Dream Shake was something of beauty. Like, I don't think nobody gonna have his size, his moves, his strength, like, all in one package. I don't know if we'll ever see that. Giannis kind of. Oh, I thought Giannis could be the, to me. Giannis
like had a footwork. He won't have a footwork. No. To me, Giannis he's smaller framed but Giannis is the new Shaq. He's just dominant. He's stronger than everybody else. He's dunking on you. You can't stop him from getting to the basket.
3 steps,
But,
and it looked like he glided like 5. It looked like he'd take 3 steps, and it looked like he took 5. I was like, he took 3 steps and on the other end of the court.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you who was the new Akeem if they can stay healthy, but he's bigger than Akeem was. He's like if Akeem Olajuwon and Shaq had a baby,
crazy.
Joel Embiid. If Shaq and Akeem Olajuwon had a baby, it would be Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid got all the footwork.
Too much.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing. But he got all the footwork.
He give me Chris Webber vibes every time. He like Chris Webber 2.0 to me. That's how I see Joel Embiid. Hey, what's going on down there? What's going on, Chris? I feel like this. I feel like he give me Webber 2.0 vibes for real. They got the potential, but they stay hurt.
Yeah. On his best, like his MVP season last year. He's a larger dream. He's a larger Akeem. But definitely he get Chris Webber vibes.
I agree. I agree with you.
One of the big men that could pass. Like, see, where Daniel ran point with the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah. But how are you rating Shaq this record to Shannon Sharpe?
Look, Shaq get it all. Shaq get it all day. Shaq get it all day. For real. Like, it hands down. It wasn't
yeah. Now, how does Shannon
respond? It was a knockout. First round knockout, straight to the chin, game on first punch. One hit. That was a one punch.
How does Shannon respond? Does he go on his podcast and respond again? He's not gonna make a song.
He need to apologize. Just take the L. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you started out respectful, and wherever it went downhill, just be like, take the L, man. You know what I mean? Because everything Shaq said for real was facts. Like straight up. And that's who Shaq is, right? Like that's like Shaq is probably one of the most well-respected persons in the whole wide world. Like can go anywhere in any arena, you know what I mean? And it's just respect on every level because that's the type of dude that he is. I had a friend who I worked with in Georgia who, when Shaq came out with his big man suits, he a big dude. He got picked to be one of the models to be in with Shaq when it came out. And they debuted in Atlanta. He had to come up there and he met him in the store. And he was like, Shaq was the coolest dude ever. He said he hung out with all the fat dudes putting on the suits. He said he wasn't in his dressing room or nothing like that. And he got pictures with him and everything. And he was like, man, it was like he knew them all his whole life. And I was like, man, and that's the type of dude that Shaq seemed like he is. He said, like with Shannon, like you seem cool on camera, but I don't know what I might get if I meet you in real life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, you might be on that. You might be on some old diva stuff one day. You know what I mean? But Shaq ain't gonna never be. You know, Shaq ain't gonna be that diva because that ain't him.
Man, you know Shaq going to the store and be like, man, all this stuff on me.
Yeah,
just on a random day, going to Chick-fil-A and just leave $1,000 tip for everybody. Like Shaq, just a real one. Shaq a real one. I want to get into our kickback conversation of the week, where we kind of get away from the topics, all the hot topics, and we just have a real conversation. And my conversation this week is Mother's Day. I want to talk about what Mother's Day means to you now. You know, has that meaning changed? It's also Mental Health Awareness Month. So I want to check in and we know where we are with our mental health, including y'all kickbackers. If you're watching this live, let me know how you doing. How you feeling? How was your Mother's Day? So many of us don't have our mothers with us or couldn't be with our children's mother for whatever reason, or maybe your grandmother's not here, or, maybe your aunt isn't here. So all of us aren't in the best of spirits. And I want to talk about that. And I want to express that because I think a lot of times we don't get to. You always want to celebrate the mothers because it's Mother's Day. But there's a residual effect to that with people who don't have anybody to celebrate, kind of have to either suck it up or just forge through or just deal with it, or they kind of shut themselves off from the world. I want to talk about that. Myself, I lost my birth mother, Stephanie Ann Dawson, rest in peace, Ma, love you, when I was 11.
Hey, auntie.
Yeah, and that's been the hardest thing I've dealt with in my life. Like, I mean, I still talk about my mother like she died last week. You know what I'm saying? And I was rapping. Every album I ever made had one song dedicated to my mother. And I really did not give a fuck how anybody felt about it. Like, damn, he do a song for his mother on every single album. Yes, I do. You know, and when she passed, my aunt, who was her big sister, and my godmother adopted me, took me into her house, and she raised me from age 11, until age 47 last year when she passed. You know, yeah. So I lost my birth mother and I lost my adopted mother. This is my first Mother's Day without either one of them. And I surprisingly, I was okay. Randy checked on me earlier and I was like, no, I'm good. Maybe they hit me later, maybe it won't. You know, these things, it's no rhyme or reason to it. But I feel okay. I feel good enough to do the show. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that, you know, when I'm missing, you know what I'm saying? And also want to shout out to my bonus mom, my stepmother, who told me last Mother's Day that she here, that I'm not without a mother. I still got somebody. There's still a woman who loves me. And I'm just grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? But I do know, well, before we break any more of that down, I want to deal directly with you, Randy. How you feeling on this Mother's Day?
For, you know, again, it's new. I echo all his sentiments. That shout out to every mom and somebody who have a mom, and those who don't. Our heart goes out to you, and we just hope and pray that it's somebody in your life that fills that void where your loved one isn't. Right. Now, you know, for me, my mom, I am a mama's boy, right? Admitted, happily, but not in the sense that I let my mom abuse my habits, that they will always be overcome by my love for her, that I do stuff that don't make sense. It's just that in the sense that where I think that what we've lost and how I feel about Mother's Day is that a mom should be honored, right? And we should honor our moms for who they are and for what they've done. Now, and some of us, and all of them have not done things right. And being a parent, I understood that as a parent, you still will always do. And it took me becoming one to understand that as a parent, you will always want to do what's right in your eyes for your child, even if it's to your detriment, but it will help them survive or thrive or do a little bit better. And moms do that better than anybody else, than anyone, because with men, we always fight our own selfishness. So we got to go through that. With women, it's the exact opposite. It's selflessness. You know what I mean? That sometimes they got to learn how to put their selves last, that they will do. And I grew up with in our family, you know, it's more women than men. Right. So I've seen all my aunts and all of them do it in single family parent homes, and watch how, you know, the resilience and, you know, how they will sacrifice everything, you know what I mean, to make sure that their kids are good. So when this is the day, like for us, when we always say, men, we get the big piece of chicken and women get honored. I am one that believes that is rightfully so, because they are, without them, it wouldn't be no us. So it's the day they get theirs.
It is. Shout out to all the women in our family, all the mothers, daughters, cousins, and sisters. Shout out to everybody. Love you. And happy Mother's Day to everybody. Now, before we switch gears, I asked you earlier, give me one Mima story. So for y'all that maybe don't know, Randy is my first cousin, my blood cousin. This is my family. I was, I guess, estranged from the family for, you know, a few years. And I didn't, you know, as I'm coming back around, I'm meeting new family members. I'm getting to know new family members. And Randy and Andre, shout out to Andre, were the catalyst for getting me back around the family. And thank God for y'all, because I am back. And thank God that I got a chance to talk to my grandmother and explain to her why I was gone, and have her explain to me what I missed. Like, I didn't know our family was from Macon. I thought we was all from Northwest. And I was like, why'd y'all move back to Macon? And she's like, well, we're from Macon. I'm like, we grew up, like, what? We from Macon? I didn't know that. I knew Kenyatta was in Macon. We? What? And I found that out like 3-4 years ago. So I just found out that 50% who I am originated in Macon, Georgia. And now I'm living in Atlanta and like, oh, baby, this is why I'm in Georgia now. You know, something drew me here. But I didn't know our grandmother as well as you did. I have my memories, but I wanted you to share one of your memories, because this is the first Mother's Day without me, Ma. So, Randy, the floor is yours.
Yes. Rest in heaven, me, Ma. She was a true pioneer of our family. Like if everybody who watching or listening, if you can think about the grandmother at the soul food, like that was Mima. Like she throw down like that. Like in fact, when we was going down, we was like, hey, somebody need to get the sweet potato recipe. Like Mima cannot go to heaven with that. Like cause that's how fire those was. And now Aunt Barbara got it, and you know we love Aunt Barbara to death, but we like, hey, who the recipe go? We gotta make sure it stay in a healthy auntie's pocket, right? Because somebody gotta keep it. But all right, but here's my so all y'all listening, y'all know, be with me on this. We can't let it die. But my Mima story, man, like I'll tell you, Mima used to have me come over on nights, and man, this was before Mima got saved. Now, before Mima, this is a pre-Mima saved. So some of y'all, if y'all listen, y'all hear Mima's story. She was saved, loved God, been evangelist, teaching Sunday school and all this. It was before then. Me and Mima on Friday night, she used to come and pick me and my sister up and keep us on the weekend. She pulling out her old English, OE. I didn't even know what it was, Slim. And I just know it was a gold can. I used to call it her happy juice. Right? I was like, me mom about to get her happy juice. And she had a bar with a record player built inside of it that used to light up when the records play. Like me mom, she was on some good stuff, right? And she used to have me spin the records for her and would pay me $5 to pay records for it, right? So one night we playing it, and I still remember the song. It was Daddy's Home by the Jackson 5, right? And when the song came on, my grandfather, Mr. Patterson, sitting there just chilling, and I think it was at least 3 other aunts in there, and me and Sharice, and she wanted everybody to be the Jackson 5 while she was Michael. And she made everybody be one of them, and was serious, lining everybody up. She handing us spoons and kitchen utensils like they microphones. And Mima just lit and made us do the whole song, getting mad at my grandfather when his part come and he ain't hitting it. You know what I'm saying? He hit this note right. She like, you the baritone, you Tito. Everybody had it down, but that's who Mima was, man. Just like she loved the family, and that's her. That was a Friday night at Mima's house. You know what I mean? She with the OE singing with the record playing, and we the Jackson 5 backup singers for her. Man, rest in having me, Ma.
Rest in having me, Ma. Peace and blessings upon her. So I think we've shown some love to the ladies. I think that was our mission there. We reminisce a little bit. And again, if you are without your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, whoever, your adopted mother, your work mom, whatever it may be, know that she's with you. She wants you to be happy today. She wants to experience a little bit of joy and have a good memory. That's what she wants. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. But she really wants you to just find some little piece of happiness and hold on to that for the day, as much as you can. But it's okay to feel however you want. But at least get one good memory, kind of smile or cry, and just hold on to that. Because I think that's truly what all the women that loved us, that have moved on, I think that's what they would want. And I'm being totally 100 with that. Let's switch gears to our what the fuck story of the week. And if you're having too hard a time, maybe this can help you out. We'll talk about it in 1 second.
It's the
Hey man, our what the fuck story of the week is not a bad story. This is some interesting shit. Breaking news: the Green Bay Packers would allow fans to smoke cigarettes, vapes, and Delta 8 pre-rolls in the stands during games this upcoming season. Lambeau Field is an open stadium and will now be the only NFL venue to allow smoking in the stands. The idea of cigarettes disgusts me. I'm going to be totally honest. But the fact that you can have your vape pen or blunt and you can sit up and smoke and watch the game, that's wild. And what if that goes to every stadium? Like, I know they are legalizing weed more and more cities and states. And I'm not the biggest proponent of it. But I like me a little blunt every now and then, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of cool, man. I guess it wouldn't happen in domes. I guess that would be a no-go. But in these open stadiums, I wouldn't be mad at that. I thought it was kind of cool. I think it's kind of crazy because, you know, kids at the games too. So it's kind of like, but hey, I thought it was a what the fuck story of the week.
And it was exactly a story for the week. Green Bay, Lambeau Field has issued a statement already saying that they have a no smoking policy in this stadium.
So that was a fake story?
Yeah, they was trying to they passed it. They passed the story. What it was that they were passing legislation in Green Bay about them being able to smoke weed. About them being able to smoke weed legally. The bill didn't even get passed. But when they thought the bill was going to pass, this was going to be supposed to be a future story. And now this is what Lambeau Field was going to be like. Like Green Bay, Wisconsin is still one of the states that weed is still not legal. You still can't. They don't even want Delta. They don't even want Delta 8 in Green Bay. We talking about Green Bay, white Wisconsin's cheese.
I was shocked. I was like, wow.
I was trying to say Wisconsin. I wasn't trying to say white Wisconsin. Sorry. All my listeners love my people. Right? Wisconsin. It was a mispronunciation. But no, it's like I was like, ain't no, we talking about Lambeau Field. Lambeau Field. Well, I can't. What is if the most historic? You thinking about historic fields in the NFL? What is the first field that comes to your name?
It gotta be Lambeau.
History is the Lambeau Leap. Everybody does that now. That started in the Lambeau Leap started in Green Bay. They was the first ones jumping in stands. You know what I mean? I had a friend who moved to Wisconsin. Telly Hughes. He was a sportscaster. He's a sportscaster. He's still doing sportscasting now. If you're watching, that's my man Telly Hughes. He's still doing his thing. But he went out he was doing sports in Wisconsin, and he told me this. He said, and look, this is his story, not mine. That he's like, everywhere I go in Wisconsin, it was like, because there's so little black presence here, everybody thinks I'm a Packer. Every time that I go to the store, they think he played for the team.
Crazy.
There's no way you're going to tell me a place like that is going, they're going to let you smoke weed in the stands? No, not ever.
Y'all got me.
Amish country.
Yeah, all right, Instagram, y'all got me this time. But that's why Randy here to make sure that we don't pass over no fake information. But y'all got me this week. I give you that Instagram. You got me this week, goddammit. But moving on, we got to get into our Don't Be Dumb award. And this motherfucker, man, I'm not even going to make a joke about it.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
39-year-old Kayshawn Parks is seen on video lassoing a belt around 45-year-old woman's neck from behind, causing her to fall unconscious, drug her body between two cars, and sexually assaulted her. And it's on film in the Bronx, New York. Only good thing about this story is they caught him. And I want to send a shout out to the citizens of the Bronx because the police had to form a barricade around this sick motherfucker to keep the men in the Bronx from killing his ass. Which I wouldn't have been mad if the police just walked away for a quick minute. I would not have been mad if they dropped their cell phone, the police, and they had to bend over and grab it, and they rushed his fucking ass. I would not have been mad. Like, I know rape isn't about sex. It's a violent act. It's about power. But and the statistics behind rape, there's already been over 1,100 rapes, sexual assaults in the country this year, about 100 more than this time last year. And when I see shit like this, I start to understand why women would choose being in the forest with a bear as opposed to a man. That shit pissed me off. Yeah, I know that shit pissed me off last week about the women choosing bears to be in the forest with than a man out of fear. But when you see shit like this, you start going, I kind of get it. This is Kayshawn Parks. That I hope they lock you under the fucking jail. I hope your roommate's name is Bubba, and I hope Bubba think you cute. That's all I gotta say, man. Because this is just like, so he got a towel wrapped around his face following this woman. So you just out just attacking women and fuck. Like, that's crazy, dog. That's crazy. I don't even know what else to say, but fuck you very much. Hope you die slow. I really don't know what else to say, man.
Now I don't. I've seen the story. I've seen some of the footage. So I saw the part where it appears to be him in the video. So it appears that all these charges are allegedly true. And so my hope is that justice is served for the young lady that was victim to whoever did that to her. That's my position. I think my bigger concern is that we should have, our women should feel safe in their own communities. And when it comes down to that, they can be attacked in their neighborhood. So now I'm not impressed at all of y'all trying to get at this dude after he committed the act. So yeah, shout out to y'all doing. I understand the outrage, right? Because we're all outraged at what allegedly was done to this sister. I mean, not allegedly that it was done to her, but the person that he's the alleged perpetrator. So absolutely, we all are upset about that. But again, my biggest concern is that we need to have our women feel protected in their own community. When we start, it's so many times that our women they're targeted in our community because it's easy. Right? It's easy for them to come to our community and snatch one up rather than one of us go to another neighborhood and do it in another community. So until we start policing ours, my problem is that what I want to fix, that and it starts with us men. We have to be the ones that be the protector, that like this ain't happening to the sisters in our neighborhood. When we make our neighborhoods be like that, like, yeah, when it's a dude walking through the block we ain't seen before, everybody want to know where you going, Slim, with a towel on your head, walking through this joint. Like, where was the mob at when he was walking through here with the, you know what I mean, with all of that on it? I don't know what the circumstances all down, what it all came down to, but that's just my thoughts when I think about it, right? So again, I hope this sister gets the justice that she deserves for the traumatic event that happened to her. But the takeaway from this is everybody know, like, let's make our sisters feel safe in their own community. Wherever you at, whatever brothers, whatever y'all doing, like, make sure, like, look, it ain't happening to none of our sisters around here. Is everybody take that same approach where you live at? We protecting it all. We protecting it all. That's all it's gonna take.
Yeah, and this occurred at 3 a.m. and I just wonder, like, you know, what was going on? Did she have to work 2-3 jobs and you know, and that's just what it is? And she's walking home from work. Was she out partying? You know, I don't know, man. But 3 a.m. is not the time to be walking around alone. And I'm not victim blaming. It's not her fault. But I just wish that there was another alternative for her. She didn't have to be out at that time of night. And this dude was clearly on the prowl. You walking around at 3 a.m. with a child around your face and a lasso belt. You was clearly looking for somebody.
I mean, he ain't trying to go to work at 3 a.m. Right?
Exactly.
So we can, you know what I mean, we'll see. We'll keep our eyes abreast of how that goes. But I have a bigger story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Let's talk about it.
If we can transition to that, right? And it's for Senior Airman Roger Fortison, 23 years old, 23-year-old Senior Airman, on May the 3rd in Fort Walton Beach, was killed in his own home. Ben Crump is already taking the case, and the page is all over. So they allegedly were looking for a domestic dispute. Black man lost his life. You know what I mean? Never been locked up, valedictorian, went into the Air Force with rank, 23 years old, right? So the police was called for domestic disputes, dispute. So the body cam and the whole body cam footage is been released where you can see it. It's online, and they go through and the neighbor point out like somebody's arguing. They think they hear somebody got slapped. So the police officer knocks on the door. He proceeds to knock on the door. He doesn't identify himself. And you know, Ben Crump already got he's like, didn't identify himself. So he got the captions in the joint while you watching the body cam already, the version he released of it that you can see. But anyway, so my man doesn't answer the door. So he in the back of the house. So he said him and his girl in the back FaceTime. So he in the back of his house.
It was the wrong house, right?
It's the wrong house. So the police knocking on the door. Right, so he only identify himself. So now he banging on the door. Bang, 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 bang. It's quiet here. It's obviously ain't no domestic disputes going here. It's quiet. But anyway, police doing his job. I ain't mad. He answered it. So he opens the door. He opens the door, Mr. Forrest, rest in peace. He opens the door with a gun in his hand. The gun is pointed toward the floor. He has his right hand up. He has his hand up. One gun is pointed to the floor. He has a hand up, out, extended, like, wait a second. Because I'm thinking if somebody banging on my door and you ain't say it's the police, I'm coming to the door the same way. If you banging on my door, so he come, I mean, I don't know. Some of us who think he an airman, we talking about a man who in the military. So yeah, he trained to think that way, to protect his house. If you banging on my door, to make sure he protect the house. So this someone who is trained to use a firearm. Anyway, that's why he had to be able to put that. But soon as he opened the door, the police officer sees the gun, pointed down, and opens fire, shoots him 6 times in the chest, and kills the man. The lady, his girlfriend, who he's allegedly having an argument with, she's FaceTiming with him on the back on his phone, and she hears the ordeal go down. She hear him get shot and hear him take his last breath. The officer is on administrative leave right now, but it was not even the right apartment. And this black man was shot dead, 23 years old, gone, Fort Walton Beach. Now that's the tragedy.
I had to take my glasses off so y'all can see what I'm about to say. The officer was at the wrong house, the wrong apartment, addressing the wrong man, and had a totally wrongful action. Killed this man for essentially no reason. No reason. And this is why I don't like police. I remember,
look,
how many stories have you heard?
The only statement that the police station has released is saying that wasn't the wrong address. What?
Oh, they're saying it wasn't the wrong address?
That's what the police
state. He was
that's what the police department. That's what the Fort.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. That's why this is a Don't Be Dumb award. He's on the phone with the woman. It's not even a woman in the apartment that he could have been fighting with.
So the alleged call was some woman got punched in the face. They heard somebody fighting and got hit physical. They heard a physical fight. That was the call.
I'm tired of scared ass police or mercenary police. I don't know what it is. Are you afraid? That's why you're shooting, or are you killers? And that's why you're shooting. I really wonder what's going on. Someone asked, what happened to the Klan? I said, they all got badges. They're turning their hoods for badges. That's what happened to the Klan. And I'm starting to wonder, all these random accidental shootings and mishaps, is it accident? Is it happenstance? Or are these targeted assassinations? Are these targeted assassinations? Those are the questions that I'm starting to have. I've heard too many stories about people going into the wrong apartment and killing people. Too many. That like, if it keeps happening over and over again, it is not just happenstance. I think these are targeted, man. And I think we all need to pay attention to that. We all need to pay attention to that. For real.
I agree with you. I agree with the sense that we all should pay attention. I think what it comes down to, man, and bad people are everywhere in every profession, right? Not just the police. Any profession is good and there's bad people. So I don't want to vilify the whole police department as a whole, because there are some good police out there. I know a lot of them. I am friends with some of them. So I understand. But what I do think needs to happen is that if these are the people that we are giving permission to kill, we giving them a license to kill. With anyone who has a license to kill, I believe we should pay them more, but they should go through sensitivity training. We should know the temperaments of anyone that we are authorizing to make a life or decision, split decision. This young man who lost his life because of an officer who had to make a decision in a split second of a moment that he saw a gun, and he did what he thought was right for whatever reason. That this man is gone. And for me, myself personally, I think why it happened is because we put the guns in the hands of, we had no idea. This man could have been a Klansman for all we know that had the gun. And all he saw was a black man with a gun. I don't know. Why? Because these officers don't go through sensitivity training. They don't go through mental scanning to see what's their temperance, what's their mentalities. Like, if we're going to put weapons in the hands of these people to make split second decisions on whether they take someone's life or they spare it, they need to go through the highest training. And until that happens, like across the board, that is the standard operating procedure before you can have a weapon and go out and police, and supposed to what they say on every one of them, serve and protect. Right?
And this is where my issue comes in.
It just feels predatory now, right?
Yeah. This is where my issue comes in. Donald Trump is running his campaign on the fact that there will be no repercussions for police officers. He's running his campaign on that. So when I hear, we make more money under Trump, I'm like, dog, his campaign is that police will no longer be held accountable. That's what he's running his campaign on. I don't give a fuck how much money we make. He did his speech last week. We talked about it last week on the podcast. Police will no longer be held accountable in these situations if he's in office. That's the problem. That's the challenge we're having at Trump. He wants that to be legislated. That if wrongful shooting, too fucking bad, moving on. What? And he's running, and you would think that nobody would be ballsy enough to say that out loud. Not only is he saying it out loud, that's part of his campaign. That's how he thinks he can win votes. His strategy is, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get more votes. And he probably will. And that's the fucking problem. So rest in peace to that young man who was wrongfully murdered. Robert Foster, say his name. Robert Foster, rest in peace. I'm going to hope that cop does more than just administrative leave.
I'm sorry. Roger Fortiston.
Hopefully that police officer, that dirty cop, and I'm calling him dirty because he shot that man 6 times in the chest. You don't have to shoot someone 6 times in the chest to stop them, to disarm them. You can start with a question. You can start with a conversation. And if you're that jumpy and that scary, that was pointed at the ground. If you're that jumpy and that scary, like Randy said, you don't need to be a fucking cop. And that's my issue. That's my issue.
How did you get a gun?
All of these situations is, the cops are scared. They're fighting for their lives every day. And, suck my dick. These motherfucking police officers don't give a fuck about black men. And they are showing it. All black women. Rest in peace, Sandra Bland. They are going in the wrong fucking apartment, unloading weapons, killing, murdering innocent people. Someone in apartment B is having a fight. They're going to apartment A killing people. This is incompetence. And it will no longer be accepted, man. It'll no longer be accepted.
You saw what happened yesterday
Trump,
in Atlanta. In Atlanta yesterday, 3 officers
the shooting?
were shot. Yeah, three
I
officers.
heard it.
A dude somebody opened fire on 3 police officers yesterday. So this is why I talk. This kind of repercussions that come down after the man just lost his life on May the 3rd. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks ago for wrongfully. Now you got another dude in Atlanta who opened fire and hit 3 police officers. All 3 of them were shot. Now I understand the sentiment behind what Trump is trying to say, that police should not have to serve under the fear that if they make a wrong action that they go into jail. He playing off of the fear of that, right? But I agree with the sentiment. You should not have to do your job with the fear of that. But if you are well trained, let me finish my statement. But if you are well trained, then we won't have to worry about that repercussion. That if you make that wrong decision, it's because when you get fired, it's because you did not do your job based on the training that you received. If we train officers properly, that they won't go out with fear, because they know I'm going out and I am doing a great job I'm doing the best that I can by the way that I was trained. If a mistake happens, you know what I mean? Because it could. Somebody could. They're perfect people.
They're saying the same thing right now. We're going out there based on our training. If a mistake happens, it happens. They're saying the same thing now. You want to give them more training, which I'm not even against. I'm not against that. But it ain't no fucking excuse. Common sense tells me. I'm not a police officer, right? Hold on, I'm not a police officer. I know that if somebody opens the door and have a gun down, my thing is drop your weapon. You got 1 second. I ain't playing with you. Drop your fucking, and I might drop your weapon 3, 2, and I might shoot. I'm not playing no games. I'm not putting my life in danger, but I'm at least saying drop your weapon. They're not doing that either out of fear or they're mercenaries. That's all it could be. And I'm not going for the poor cops. They don't have the right training. Man, fuck them. Because they got some kind of training. They ain't this uptick in killing black men. It's an uptick. It was one thing when there was the slavery days. It was one thing when there was Jim Crow days and in the civil rights movement. And there was a period of time where cops just wasn't killing black men every fucking day. This is an uptick. This is deliberate.
It just wasn't social media for us to know what was going on. But don't get me wrong. I'm not making excuses. I'm not saying the excuse for that behavior. I'm saying, how do we move towards fixing it to stop?
By punishing them. We don't fix it by going, you no longer be held accountable.
No, not by that. I'm not saying pass that law. That law will never pass, ever. That'll never.
Okay, well,
that'll never go nowhere. But he's playing to his base. He's a politician who I've never seen a politician who plays to his base better than he does. So when he says what he says, he's talking to the people that he knows will vote for him.
And we know that.
He's not trying to win. Yeah, he's not trying to win like me and you. He's not expecting like somebody who don't like him here.
Yeah, we know that already.
I'm voting for that guy.
We know that already. The issue is what he's running on and what he stands for and who he's giving a platform to.
He said he was killing Obamacare on day one. Obamacare is still here.
Yeah, they took it through some changes. It's gone through some changes.
It has.
It's not what it once was.
We got family members who want it. So
Trump made that a little more difficult. But my point is just the sentiment that can be.
He said he was going to kill it.
that can be uttered by a president, that you want to have the police get off, because that's what leads to the insurrection. It's not like, well, Trump makes all these outlandish claims. He ain't gonna do it. It ain't about whether he do it or not. It's the fact that he says it and he energizes his base and they move on that. The first time in the history of this country, we had a fucking insurrection. These crackers ran up to the fucking White House and killed the police officer, not the White House, the Capitol, and killed the police officer. Went in there, put their feet up on the table. Nancy Pelosi's desk and all that shit. That wasn't because Trump said, I'm going to do this in office. He puts a battery in their back. His rhetoric is dangerous, and we're not going to act like it's not. Him saying that about the police, whether he gets elected or not, it feeds his base. And they're sitting there going, I don't give a fuck about the young airman who was killed 23 years old. Police are fearing for their life. He shouldn't have had a gun. They're flipping it that way. And it ain't going to happen on my watch. You know what I'm saying? So fuck Trump, fuck the whole sentiment behind police officers should not be held accountable. Nah, we're not even jacking that. We're not allowing that. We're not letting that go into the space of free thinkers. No, it's wrong. Do they need training? Yeah, sure, extra training will help, but it's still fuck them for how they acting. They not stupid. It's not a bunch of retarded police officers going around. I don't know how to think. I just shoot people. I don't have a brain. And no, that's not what's happening. These motherfuckers are ruthless or they're scared. And if you're scared, you shouldn't be a cop. And if you're ruthless and a mercenary and a Klansman, you shouldn't be a cop. We are not, they just need better training. No, they don't. If that's who they are, that's who they are. Better training, maybe it'll help. The one scared cop, maybe it'll help him. But if you're scared, you're scared. And if you're a mercenary, you're a mercenary. Ain't no training gonna change your heart. So it ain't about training. Now, we can add that as a component. We need to do a better vetting process. We need a better weeding out process. We need better laws of accountability. You shoot somebody unarmed or in a situation where they shouldn't be shot, then maybe your life is on the line. Maybe it's 50 years in jail. Scare these people into doing their job. Everybody works with fear. Why the fuck can't cops work with fear? I sell insurance with fear. If I don't get a sale, I don't eat. Doctors, if I don't do this procedure right, this person dies, I can be sued. Everybody works with fear. Why the fuck shouldn't a cop? They should work with fear. Do your fucking job the right way. You know what happens with me? If I don't get a sale, then I go to Cardone University. I break down all these different books. Ain't no sensitivity for me. You didn't get a sale, it's our fault you didn't get a sale. No, then I gotta do something outside of myself. These things ain't working, I'm on Facebook. If your sensitivity training ain't working, go get more. Go see a psychiatrist. Go see a psychologist. Learn. We're not letting these cops off. Fuck them. Stop killing unarmed black men. Stop killing black men and women innocent. Stop killing them. That's the only thing. Ain't nothing else, man. That's it. That's all. Next topic. God damn.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. That's our job.
If it's sports, if it's fashion, if it's music, if it's hustling, whatever, you're on a marathon, you know. So,
one time, where my round of applause at for a black queen? Nike released a statement saying, you thought we sleep on the SEC champion, national champion, #1 draft pick, 5-time All-Star, U.S. Olympic gold winner, WNBA Finals MVP, a statue having New York Times bestseller, Time 100 most influential people in 2024, 2-time WNBA champion, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time WNBA MVP, and pettiest hooper on the internet? You thought? Of course, Aja has a shoe. The A1 arriving in 2025, the greatest player in the WNBA, some will argue in history, has a signature shoe coming out. One more goddamn round of applause for Miss Aja Wilson. I hope it's not Asia. I be calling her Aja. Is it Aja or Asia?
I think it's Asia. I don't know.
Asia.
Somebody correct it.
Big A. Call it a big A. Capital A. I saw J. Lou say he was getting his daughter the shoes. He was going to get a matching pair. Depending on how they look, I'm probably going to cop a pair too. I'm very happy because Caitlin got a shoe deal. Angel Reese, who the Mystics should have drafted. Mystics. She has a shoe deal. And it's like, how is the LeBron James of the WNBA doesn't have a shoe deal? Like, that's crazy to me. And now she finally has a Nike deal. I'm excited to see what the shoe look like. I'm just happy she has it. In the WNBA, they're now doing chartered flights. They're now, they have more televised games. It feels
don't
like.
switch off my girl yet. You going to the NBA?
Go ahead, Randy. Talk to him.
Look, hey, hold on. That's good stuff too. We need to hear that. But it was so many when I first heard this. I'm always a skeptic first, right? Because when the Caitlyn battle with her seemed like it's always ongoing. And when I first was reading the article and I was looking up to try to find details on it, everything that I was looking up, it was starting with Caitlyn's deal. So I'm getting mad that it was like after Caitlyn got her $28 million deal now. So I'm like, why every headline is Caitlyn in her headline, right? Like, I don't like, so for me, I'm already like getting annoyed while I'm reading stuff. Cause for real, what I want numbers, right? Because I already knew they announced Caitlyn's first, right? It was a $28 million deal. So everybody else, we knew what money they was getting. So I'm like, all right, so we waited this long. I want to see, I ain't gonna be impressed with this contract, so I see the money, right? But while I'm looking for the details, I'm finding out stuff. So I'm like, all right, so now she been working with Nike for over a year with not just making a shoe, but they making her a whole line. Like, this is why this deal is special. Well, this is why it's different. Like, she been working with them for a whole year, making a whole line. Now, she's only the 13th female to ever get a deal like this in the history of the WNBA that they make. So I'm looking like, wow. So this nobody has a deal like this, like that she has. So I was like, so she been working with them, that they building a whole line for her. She been working with them over a year. So now she coming out with stuff with men, women, clothes, like they've created a whole brand that's hers, like a Jordan. You know what I mean? They making her a whole brand. So I'm just still waiting. And I can't put a stamp. So I love the direction that they going, but I understand that they will always use our talents to make on our backs to make 10 million more than they give us. So I'm still waiting to see how the numbers shake loose on this and see how her people going to negotiate what type of deal. Because so far, though, this thing sounded like she already blew Caitlyn deal out the The only thing that can mess this up would be the money. You know what I mean? I want the icing. I want to hear the money.
Well, she's getting all of that, then the money should be more. We'll see. But the shoe in the line is
unless she get a bigger split. Like, I want to see, I want the details, right? Like, because the money up front might be less, but if they give her an MJ contract where she getting more off her shoe, then you know what I mean, and get to maintain her icon. So you know what I mean. That's her.
They call the A1s. It's the her name is A''JA. It's A''1. So the A1s. I like it, man.
I like it. And she been working with them over a year on her stuff. So she making stuff. She said she wanted something that's gonna be comfortable for everybody. She didn't want it to be too expensive that everybody can afford. Like, she said some good stuff. Like, she been working with them hand and foot on every design, even down to every detail of this. That's what's dope about that.
That's what's
hey, Meek, they're gonna make in the house.
Man, okay. Now, and moving on to what we've been watching. Have you seen the Tom on Netflix and Chill? Let me do the proper intro. Hold up.
Netflix and Chill. What does that even mean?
Did you see the Tom Brady roast?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh man, I'm telling you, that shit is hilarious. It crossed the line. A couple like, whoa, did he say that? Whoa, did she say that? Whoa. It's 3 hours long. Friday night, I said.
Has anybody done a roast that long?
I don't know if they've been 3 hours, man. That shit was long as hell. Pause. But it was funny. Like, I literally just I will watch it again. Like when I watched the Cat Williams special, I liked it. And I know everybody else hated it. I liked it. And I'll watch it again at some point. But this shit, I'm putting on the Tom Brady roast whenever I got company. Niggas come over, we playing cards, Tom Brady roast. Niggas come over, we just talking shit and chilling, put on the Tom Brady roast. That shit was hilarious, dog.
Was it? It was that funny?
My best laugh of the year. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna have to watch some of that tonight.
Hey, like my cheeks was hurting from laughing so hard. I'm like, dog, this is craziness. They had Bill Belichick up there telling jokes.
What?
He always stoic demeanor. I talked to Tommy.
Right.
No,
Meek said she watched the whole thing. Is it funny the whole 3 hours, Meek?
I watched the whole thing. Meek, talk to him. Hey, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Hey, but you know what's hilarious though? He got paid $25 million for that.
Really?
He got paid. Watched the whole thing. Yeah. He said it was too funny. He paid $25 million. This was the statement that Tom Brady released. He said, because people been roasting him about getting roasted. And he said, I just want to be sure. I just want to be sure I understand I just want to be sure I understand the outrage. Netflix offered to pay me $25 million to attend an event where comedians ripped my ex-wife for cheating on me with her jiu-jitsu instructor. And the people are wondering why I allowed that. Give any divorced dad on earth the same option and get back to me on that. That's what Tom Brady said.
He's still telling jokes.
That's Tom Brady's statement. It said a lot of people been outraged about it, saying that they went too far on the stuff that they said about him and the stuff about Giselle. I hadn't watched it yet, but they was like, I heard they said they went too far on her. And he was like, he got paid $25 million just to say, man, roast me for $25 million. Like for one. I do it for 1 meal.
Yeah. Talk about how Ashanti cheated on me with Nelly and got pregnant. I stand through it. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious though, man. You do want to check it out, man, at some point. Man, it's 3 hours. So you might want to break it up a little bit.
Watching in parts. Yeah,
but it is hilarious. It's a white girl named Jamie Frazier. She absolutely killed it. It's a black lesbian chick on there who did a great job. Andrew Schultz, who co-hosts the Brilliant Idiots podcast and Flagrant 2. I've been watching him as a podcaster get bigger and bigger. And now he's starting to transcend he's done a few movie parts. And now he's selling out Madison Square Garden with a stand-up. He has really arrived. And he stole the show to me. And as a fan of his podcast, it's kind of like, I know he's a comedian, but how funny is he? Can he hold his own with more established comedians? He held his own. I'm like, well, god damn. He really held his own. And it's like when you discover an underground rapper and then they go platinum and everybody love him and you're like, but I was listening to him back when it was mixtape. That's how I felt about Andrew Schultz. I was listening to his mixtape. And so I'm very proud of him and what he's doing. And Drew Bledsoe was funny as hell.
What?
He killed it. Tom did a good job himself. Kevin Hart hosted it and was masterful. Kevin Hart was masterful. Kevin got certain things.
I didn't know Kevin was the host. So that's a stand up in between all by itself that you get between everybody.
Exactly. And,
I see why. Oh yeah, I'm sold now. I ain't know he hosted it. I gotta watch it now.
Hell yeah. X-Men 97. Are you watching that?
Man, the finale of any X-Men fans, and I'm like the game. I'm and Megan Thee Stallion, we all the same. We are geeks of anime. And X-Men night, dude, that I've waited so long. So everybody who's been X-Men 96 fans, right? Like this right here has been like Disney did this right. I watched that last episode 3 times.
That was the last episode?
For the season. That was the season finale.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Why you think it was so good? So much stuff happened in it. Yeah. Think about what happened. Like, did Max get his man?
About Wolverine. I was all in my feelings.
They whipped Slim. That was one of the greatest comic books that ever, like to now today, is when Magneto ripped the adamantium off of his bones, ripped it off through his skin. That is still like one of the greatest comics ever written, and we got to witness what that looks like animated. And it was everything that I've seen in my mind. Like, I'm watching that joint. I am geeking out by myself watching this joint. Like, yo, on all 82, I'm like, yo, this joint was all that. Like 97. If you're an X-Men fan, like, if anybody who's X-Men fan already watched it. Because I think because I had a partner of mine who was like, man, I watched it. It wasn't all that. And I was like, see, you ain't a fan. So I was like, all right, I get it. People who ain't fans, you ain't gonna get it because it's built like the 96, like it looked like 96.
And this is the thing. This is the thing with me in the X-Men movies and the whole Marvel universe. My introduction to Marvel was Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. I didn't read the comic books. I only watched the cartoon, and so they would have Iceman and Firestar.
We used to watch them together.
Exactly. And then they would go and hang out with the X-Men, and Cyclops,
so they showed
Angel and
Beast,
Wolverine and
all
Beast.
them, yeah.
And then when the X-Men cartoon came out, that is my favorite cartoon of all time. I knew everything that happened in the X-Men movies, not because I read the comic books, but because I watched the cartoon. So all of my X-Men knowledge is limited because it's only based on the cartoon.
Right. But
so
96
to have them
was
go
the
back,
only one. Yeah, 96 is the only one that's based off the comics. That's the only one. Yeah.
So all my knowledge is from the cartoon. So they brought back my knowledge base. They brought back my foundation. And as I said on Facebook, it's like it grew up with me. Because this feels more adult than the cartoon I watched as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? It's like it grew, the whole X-Men cartoon saga became an adult with me. And I'm loving this shit because I'm not playing when I say my only exposure to the X-Men is the cartoon. Yeah. So I watch the movies and stuff and I love the movies. I'm a Marvel fanatic, but my foundation of everything is this X-Men cartoon. So I'm on Cloud 3000. You know what's so crazy? I made a post about it, right? And a girl came on my post and said, oh man, that seems kind of cool. I wish they would just go back to the cartoon when we was kids and like just do a series based on that cartoon. And I was like, what are you talking about? Did you read my post? And she was like, yeah, I guess, this is a new movie that's out. And I was like, no. And she was like, well, what I'm saying is I want the cartoon that had Jubilee and all that. I was like, what do you think I'm talking about? And she was like, a movie, but I would love if that happened. Like some kind of way they just went back to when they were like in the 90s. That would be dope. And I was like, ma'am, you are about to lose your fucking mind when I tell you what's going on. She was like, what? I said, it is the cartoon from the 90s. She was like, excuse me? I mean, got Gambit and Jubilee and all of them. It is the last season ended in 96. This is 1997. It picks up from then. And she was like, you're fucking lying. And I'm like, everything you said you wanted exists right now. And she was like, what is it on? I was like, Disney Plus. And then the next day she tweeted me, it was like, oh my God, bro, thank you so much. This is exactly, I'm like, no, I have never seen somebody say, like, I wish there was an X-Men 97 cartoon that picked up where they left off. And I'm like, it is.
Man, but everybody has been saying that. Every true fan has been saying that since 96, that we want them because it stopped. It never came back. It got canceled. So where it picked up at was like, we never know what happened. Like when Mastermind got there, like everybody been left hanging since 1996 into 2024. It took us to figure out what happened.
That's 30 years.
It took us 30 years to figure out. But Disney paying it off. Everybody who been waiting, man, they giving us everything we wait. They had to give us the animanium. They had to give us what they gave us on that last episode. Man, I'm excited to see where that's going. But hey, that's a good one. Y'all check this out. Now, the other joint that I'm watching this joint, man, is really good on Netflix. It's called The Fall Guy, right? And it started out with this dude. He a businessman, but he owed $800 million in debt. But but Slim, when I tell you, like, he's like a Texas dude who don't care. He's just doing his thing. Like, like you got what and his right hand man is a black dude, who is lawyer, who just kind of just keep him from going to jail. right? But he's the biggest asshole you will ever meet. But I got the FU money, and I act like I got FU money all the time. But you don't have it. Like Slim, you blew $800 million, and everybody coming for everything. So it's about him trying to save this debt, this mountain of debt that he in, right? But at the same time, his girl who he worked for, her husband get locked up for hitting a police officer. Right. So and I was like, I bet this stuff happened in real life all the time. So the lawyer and the judge got beef, right? But y'all beefing with Slim life, right? So y'all like, no, I think he should get 30 days. No, I think he should get 60 days. So you let him take the 6 days or you go to trial. So it's like you calling my man's bluff. You know what I'm saying? So he get locked, so he gotta go to jail because y'all playing with my man. But now they playing with him, and then he go back for bond arraignment, and he sent him to the worst joint ever. He like, nah, he's like 12, it's $1 million bail. And they like, what? So he's setting up something crazy. So on top of that, your man in jail going through. So it's 2 storylines going, but you'll like it. It's a limited joint, but I'm telling you, the Fall Guy, watch the joint. They got great actors in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's well written. The storyline is good. I'm just giving y'all a synopsis of it. I'm telling you, it's one of the hottest joints on right now.
All right, so that's the Fall Guy. Have you watched The Gentleman, whatever that shit was called?
I have. I seen it.
I heard it was good.
I saw the preview.
So you say the Fall Guy, that's what we need to go to first.
Yes.
You saying like it's that good.
I saw you watch Rebel. You finally got to.
Yeah, I started watching it and then I cut it off.
Oh, you didn't finish it.
I didn't finish it because I didn't finish part 2 because I was in a different mood. And that's when I cut on the Tom Brady roast because I wanted something funny. But everybody telling me the Rebel Moon with the part 2 was bad.
Yeah, you got to be a sci-fi lover, man. I mean, one was better, right? But this where it come like this. You know, you got to look at it like Zach is building his own Star Wars, right? And if you go back to all the Star Wars, everybody didn't like them as they all came out. You know what I mean? When some people's like Empire Strikes Back wasn't all that. Now it's one of, 50 years later, it's one of the greatest movies anybody ever seen, right? So, like, I thought, he's telling the whole story. So, like, I'm like, it's 10. So he's telling the story in 10 books. You know what I mean? Like, he put them down to movies, and I don't know how he chopping them up. So I'm like, I gotta wait to see the whole thing. I liked it. It was entertaining. I understand it's a saga. Like, I don't understand what some people be looking for. And then we watching action movies. Like, Star Wars won, like, Princess Leia never won an award. You know what I mean? Luke Skywalker, he ain't got an Academy. Like, it's one of the greatest movies we love, but the only people who won movie on that was like George Lucas for best director, best cinematography and soundtrack.
Best score, best score.
That's all that came. That's all coming out these kind of movies. They just entertainment, right? So you either like it or you don't. You know what I mean? I like what Zack Snyder going with it.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna watch part 2 or watch part 1. I like this. I'm gonna finish part 2. I do want to say we're gonna hold our BMF review till next week when Jackie here.
Oh, we gotta wait for Jack come back.
Yeah, we gotta wait till Jackie. She's part of BMF, so we gotta have an official member here. And
I'll wait for you.
The Upshaws. I'm not the biggest Mike Epps fan, but him and Kim Fields. Not Kim Fields. That is Kim Fields. Not Kim Fields. That's Kim Fields. Regine. Yeah,
Kim Fields?
Yeah, it's Kim Fields. They have a sitcom on Netflix. Yeah, they have a sitcom on Netflix. A black sitcom, black family, working through things. And it has been for 3 seasons now consistently funny. Like, since I'm not the biggest Mike Epps fan, I kind of don't want to shout it out too much because I'm like, he's not, but he's hilarious on this show. Like, if you already like Mike Epps, this is your show. If you're not that big of a fan, this is still an excellent sitcom.
I like him on the joint they killed them off on. That was about LeBron James. I forgot what was the name of it.
Survivor's Remorse.
Survivor's Remorse. But I was mad. He was good on that joint. I was mad when I think the show died because they killed them. I think if they'd kept him on the show.
Left. I think he was leaving to do the Richard Pryor movie, which never came out. And so they had to kill him off because he had another job. And the show probably didn't survive without him.
Yeah, they could have said he went off. Could have wrote him off for a season. You know what I mean? They shouldn't have killed him off.
Well,
they should just wrote him out for a while.
Himself off. He said, "I can't do it no more. I'm gone."
No,
they didn't write him off. He told them, "I'm leaving."
Yeah, well, he the reason they died. He killed the show. Then
he killed the whole damn show, and that was a good ass show.
It wasn't funny no more without him though. I love the first 3 seasons of that show.
Yeah.
Man, Slim, it's some moments in that show that was a funny show that a lot of people don't know about, man. And a lot of people a lot of good people came out of there who's still working down off of that show. You know
that was a good show, man.
The dude who played LeBron, you know what I mean? He been in a whole lot of stuff since then. That was his first joint he had. Yeah, that was good show.
That was a great show. I used to love that. And what's the football show that The Rock was on?
Oh,
Breakers,
I forgot. It was Ballers. That was good.
I never finished that
Lil
one.
Denzel started there. It got whack after season 3. It got whack. I stopped watching it. I got to season 3. I was like, this is I don't know if they changed.
Do you watch Homecoming and All American?
Homecoming, man, that is probably one of my favorite shows ever. And like now, the dude who played in Homecoming, now because of the dude he played in that, I don't like him in nothing he be in. It's like you a traitor. You're a traitor. Every time I say him, like, that's the traitor. I was trying to watch Billionaire with him in it, and I was like, I just couldn't get past like you the traitor in Homecoming.
Do you watch? You didn't watch the first one? You know, the Homecoming is a spinoff of All American. Did you watch All American?
No, All American is the football show.
Yeah, Homecoming is a spinoff.
Nah, I never watched Homecoming.
The characters on All American the characters on Homecoming are from All American.
I've never watched Homecoming. I watch All American.
Hold up, which one you watch?
I was thinking of Homeland. I was thinking of another show called Homeland.
Okay,
I'm on a whole different one. But I did watch All American, the football show.
I've never
watched the spinoff. I never seen it.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. It's like a different world, kind of a dramatic different world. It's college kids. You know, they graduate from high school, and some of the ones that went to college got their own show. And then, Spencer and all them still be going to their school and, hanging out and all that shit. But I love both of them shows. Tay Diggs left All American, which I think is going to be, I don't know how that's going to play out. But he said he was tired of doing the show. I'm like, God damn, niggas be getting tired of doing the show and ending the fucking show. That's crazy. But maybe they're not paying them enough.
Nice. Right.
Must be. They must be saying, if I don't get paid, I'm tired of doing the show. You ain't paying?
I don't even want to come in no more.
right. I
don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I ain't coming back here tomorrow. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah. Facts. So I'm gonna have to check out this Fall Guy. I still gotta finish Rebel Moon Part 2. I want to watch that Gentleman Show because it got Giancarlo Esposito on it. So I kind of want to see what that's on.
I be having good. I heard some good things about it, man. I don't. I got too much on my list already. I gotta get to it. I gotta knock some other stuff off.
Yeah, man. And with the NBA playoffs, I can't get to nothing. It's like I'm working all day.
On my 1 day a week. Right. That's all. I really got 1 day a week that I watch TV. So
exactly.
I gotta get it all in on that 1 day.
And then Married at First Sight come back in 2 days, and I'm all into that show. So I'm all into the people who find in love and shit. So that'll be my next week. Next week, my TV is gonna be playoffs, WNBA, and Married at First Sight. So whatever I can fit in tonight.
Playoffs, you see Denver and Minnesota on. On right now. They tight too, 24-27 first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
This gonna be a good one. This gonna be the telltale. This is the telltale game right here.
Exactly, because if Minnesota can hold them off and go up 3-1, woo. But if if Denver can tie it up like Indiana did today, then the series starts over. New York and Indiana is the first 1 or 2 wins, and New York keep getting injuries. Now New York,
if New York get healthy, the only reason Indiana in this because New York hurt. New York get healthy, they're gonna run through them. This series would have been. New York would have swept them If everybody was healthy, New York would have put the broom on them.
But now New York is without 2-3 starters, so that's a lot to overcome.
New York might be done. Like they might
It
be
might
done
be
for real.
too many injuries. Mitchell Robinson gone.
And I had already called the final, the Eastern Conference Finals. I've said it was going to be New York and Boston. I said
that Boston was going. I said it was going to be Boston beating Phoenix in the finals. Now, of course, I'm wrong because Phoenix ain't even in it no more. But on the East, I still pick Boston.
Yeah.
I remember the two Wizards. I was like Bradley Beal going to Phoenix, Porzingis going to Boston. I'm going with them two teams. And Bill and them let me down like he did when he was a Wizard. Still letting me down. No matter where he goes, let me down.
It wasn't on him. You know what's wrong with that team, man? They got 3 dudes and don't nobody know how to be a leader. Bill don't know how to lead. Durant don't know how to lead. Booker don't know how to lead. If they need a CP in there to bring them together. Because you got 3 of the best out there. Like, it makes no sense how they can even be beat with all 3 of them on the floor. Or one of them on the floor with 3 nobodies. You know what I'm saying? Any one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because you got 3 dudes who can score 30 on any given night. You know what I mean? Without even trying hard. And y'all out in the first round.
Got swept. Got swept.
Yeah, got
swept.
They're gonna do something. They're gonna have to do something drastic. And Kevin Durant got another coach fired.
Another one bites the dust.
Right.
All right. The draft. The draft was announced. The draft lottery was announced. The Wizards have the number 2 pick. I want Alexander Sars, 7'1" Frenchman, nigga, shot blocking, dunking, all the attitudes you could think of, just mugging everybody. And Atlanta has the first pick. I think the universe was trying to help me out. Like, oh, Nu's in Atlanta. Let's give them the first pick. No, I'm a Wizard fan. Give us the first pick. So the Atlanta and the Wizards have 1 and 2. But I like Klingon from UConn. Big white boy, 7'3", 280 pounds. One thing the Wizards don't have is size. We keep going with these small, diminutive lineups because we ain't got no big boys. At 7'3", 280, he big. He's solid, country corn-fed white boy that love to block shots.
Right.
I almost want him on the SARS. I think he'll be there at number 2. And I think SARS is going number 1 to Atlanta. I think we get Klingon. If they are both there at 2, because Atlanta goes with Rich Shea or one of the other guys, I think we got a real decision to make because I wanted SARS for his attitude and his toughness, but he a thin dude. He a Chet Holmgren. He dark-skinned Chet Holmgren. But Klingon got girth. Like Mitchell Robinson, we play the Knicks, they bowing us. We play Embiid, they bowing us. We play Milwaukee, Lopez bowing us because all we got is these little skinny short dudes. To have a 7'3", 280-pound white boy that's like a brick wall, we need that. And he ran with UConn. He ran with Castle and them. So he can get up and down the court with Jordan Poole. And I'm almost want him number, like, I'm almost, I don't care what they do. I think I might want him on the SARS. And I was on SARS the whole last month. This big country fed white boy, I think we need him.
I'm telling with you, and I'm with you. I agree with you at all. But what's my man name who played for the Spurs, the center?
Victor Wembanyama.
Because of Victor has made me believe in skinny dudes again. Like when I tell you he's made me a believer. Even when I watched film on him, I was like, man, why we don't need another Sean Bradley. You know what I'm saying? I just think another Yao Ming, another big tall dude. You know what I mean? Who can score? He gonna be all right. He like, you know, if you tall, you gonna score points in the NBA. Like you can average 11 points just being 7'3". You know what I'm saying? Because you stand, you just drop it in the bucket. Stand to the coach, just being because you tall.
We had Porzingis last year. We know.
Right.
We know.
But I'm saying with my man, he made me believe in skinny dudes again because he is small, but he plays like a big dude. His shot blocking ability and his scoring makes up for the body that he might give up because he's still like he still is a lot to move because he's tall. So I don't. So give me the smaller dude who can rock. I'm with you. I feel you. Like We still all right with the big. Like I think either way the Wizards can go with either one. But if you ask me my preference, give me Sauce all day. Give me him all day.
I ain't mad at that because Sauce. I seen the white boy. I've been watching his highlights all day because I saw what pick we got. So I was like, well, what's our backup plan if we can't get Sauce? But I was on Sauce the last month or two because he got attitude. He dunk on you and cuss you out and bitch ass nigga. He all in your face. He got the braids going to the back, cornrows. All that attitude.
We don't got nobody on the Wizards got that attitude right now. Kyle Kuzma needs somebody to slap him in the face, coming in here with your little pretty outfits all the time. Slim, we need somebody we need some attitude on the squad, man. That's what you know. What that's why I think Boston Celtics is missing. Why I think they're gonna whoever the Boston meet in the West gonna sweep them. They might win one game, but either way, because Boston don't have no attitude. Marcus Smart was the attitude. Now they have
they got Drew. They got Drew.
Man, Drew don't come on, man.
Quiet.
Right, Drew don't have attitude like Marcus Smart, and Drew can't hit threes when they hurt you like Marcus Smart would. Marcus Smart used to drop daggers on you and then play defense. You know what I mean?
Drew do that, man. Drew do that.
Drew played defense.
Drew in Milwaukee.
Drew was 1 for 7 on the game before that. The game they lost. He's 1 for 7 from 3
games, and Marcus Smart was 1 for 9. Like they're almost the same player. I give a slight edge to Drew. I think Drew a better leader, but Marcus Smart brought that toughness. So it's kind of like
that's what they'll have. The leadership got them to 63 games this year, but they soft to me now. They soft. That's why I feel like they play. I feel like any hard-nosed, every team in the West Coast is hard-nosed. That's why I like any team in the
Drew
West Coast.
Hard-nosed, he's just not a he's not a vocal leader. Drew, who you think a better defender, Drew or Marcus Smart?
Drew, definitely.
But you know where that toughness gonna come from?
But I think Marcus Smart is a better scorer, and Marcus Smart, I think his toughness was more. It was felt on the team. The team was more behind. He used to get the team the identity. He was like what Draymond does. What Draymond do for Golden State. I feel like that's what Marcus Smart did for the Celtics, and I feel like
somehow that is correct. You are correct. But you know where that toughness gonna come from? I'm gonna surprise you with this.
Well,
if it comes from anywhere, if it comes from anywhere, it's gonna be Derek White. Derek White don't play. Derek White, little dude and all that shit, but he got the heart of a lion. So if it comes out, it'll be with him. I mean, but that's an if. That's a big if.
I got to get a spot from him to win a series, a tough series. They're gonna need him. Like if they're gonna get any success in the West, he gonna have to get them like 10. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to get like 10, 11 points out of a game out of him for series.
If the Nuggets don't advance, that means somebody brand new will win a ring. So that whether it's Tatum or Ant-Man or Halliburton or Jalen Brunson, like it's gonna or Donovan Mitchell. It's going to be somebody, or Luka. It's going to be somebody, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's going to be somebody brand spanking new. So if Denver doesn't move forward, where your money going?
Minnesota all day.
Hell yeah. I think Ant-Man. I can't see nobody beating that man.
They the best defensive team in the best defensive team in the league for one.
Yep.
Best defensive team in the league for one. That's it right there. That's why I like that. I think they put the broom. I think they put the broom on Boston. That's for real.
If KP played, Boston got a shot. If KP not back, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, without Porzingis, yeah. I think it's done. It's a done deal.
All right. Last question with the Wizards: if Sarr is gone and we have to take Klingon. Not have to, but and that's what we take. Do you think we still good, or do you think like fuck it all? It's no. What do you think?
I don't think. It's gonna take more than him to change the course for the Wizards. For the Wizards to change their position in the East, it'll help us solidify some middle and probably get us out the bottom dweller. But like we still ain't nowhere. We still need a whole lot more.
I think our real.
I don't know what direction we going at. Like that's what I don't understand.
I think next year's draft is where all the talent is. I personally want us to be sorry next year. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. This year, I didn't want us to be sorry because there was no real good picks, so I didn't care. Next year, we gotta be sorry. That's the draft. 25 and 26 is where all the talent is. We're gonna be good in them 2 years, and I get no man. Fuck that. Stink it up next year.
And we're gonna win 40 games next year.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry the whole year. Every victory. I usually cry when we lose. I'm gonna cry if we win.
We're gonna win 45 games.
Oh no, please no.
We're gonna get the number 8th pick.
Please no.
But when you right in the top 10, but like everybody you wanted is gone. We got the 9th pick.
That's what we've been all the time. We had Bill. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bill. I'm not a Bill hater. I'm one of the people that wanted him to get traded. I wanted us to keep Bill, Porzingis, and Kuz together and draft a point guard. That's what I wanted this year. So I'm not one of them people. But that's what we were when we had Bill. We were, just out 9th pick, 12th pick, 11th pick, just missing the real good talent. But having said that, Randy, I just figured something out. The podcast episodes always go long because of us. It's me and you. We done did a damn near 2-hour podcast with just us.
Oh yeah, man.
We are the problem. We are the problem.
You the problem.
How you put it on me?
I was ready. I was quiet like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. You just did a whole speech about the skinny sinners and shit. But okay. But I do want to thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to J. Lou. Shout out to Jack. Shout out to Britt. Happy birthday, Britt. It's Britt Brad's birthday today. That's why she's not here.
Britt.
Happy Mother's Day to Jack.
Birthday.
And J. Lou got his baby girl with him. So everybody, it's just me and Randy tonight. But I think we did way more than just hold it down because we done made it down in 2 hours with good content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna finish watching this game.
Denver pulling away now.
I'm gonna watch this game. See if Minnesota can find their way back into it. And we'll see how that go. But I want to thank y'all. If it's Sunday night, thank you for tuning in live with us. If it's Monday morning for you, good morning. Go to work, do your motherfucking things, work on your side business, go to the gym, be good to your spouse, hug your family, do an extra push-up for me. You know what I'm saying? Put $1 to the side. Don't spend all that money on lunch all week. Don't go have $20 lunches every goddamn day. Pack your lunch, save that money, buy yourself something nice at the end of the summer. And that's all I got, man. Any last words, Randy?
Hey, man. Hey, everybody, copy DM. Make this a great week. You know what I mean? Like you said, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, hey, let's go seize the day.
Seize the goddamn day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Uno. We out.